I'm in London in the studio of Hasan Abdella. And Hasan is from Western Syria. Is that correct? Western?
From
Eastern?
Northeastern.
Northeastern. Ah, okay. Now tell me how you came to England, because you've come as a refugee, but it's rather an interesting story how you got here.
No, it was 2011. We were in Damascus at that time, not in the northeastern, because long ago I moved to Damascus to live there with my family. And there was a demonstration in 2011, in March, exactly.
Uh-huh. And you were very political, weren't you?
It's not like political, but I was involved into the problems because we already decided that this man shouldn't control Syria, shouldn't be the president. Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad, the president of Syria. Still, he is the president.
Right.
And at that time, because of the corruption, because of the there wasn't any democracy, there was atrocity, there was torture, there was imprisoning, and everything against the people, against all kinds of people, especially Kurdish.
And you are Kurdish, and of course, and against artists and intellectuals and journalists. And
of course, there wasn't any freedom for the journalists, or even artists, if they want to prove something different from their policy, they will be questioned, they will be imprisoned, they will be. So it is like utilitarian.
A dictatorship.
A dictatorship, utilitarian sovereignty, and it was like you feel that it is a control of one family, no other.
And you were warned, in fact, that your life was in danger.
My life was in danger the first 3 months of the demonstration.
Yeah.
All people who went to the street to demonstrate against him, their life was in danger. But they could sometimes manage running from the security. But lately, the security tried to shoot them, not only to arrest them. Arresting wasn't enough at that time, because the number of people who went to the street to be against him, to demonstrate against him, increased more and more.
Right.
And that's why they tried to be more aggressive towards the people who were demonstrating. So they shot a lot of people, and exactly when I tried to, when I planned to move from Syria to, outside Syria, it was the reason why some of my groups were shot. Two of them were dead. His name was Muhammad Ghazwan, and the other was Zardasht. So these people were from the same group, were shot dead in the area we were demonstrating against him. It was on 15th July 2011. And I decided to move away from that area, from Syria, on 2011, the same month, 18th June. So I moved to Beirut through a private private taxi.
And where was it that you got this Danish passport? Was that in...
Oh, it was later. So I am going to mention it.
No, because it's interesting. I mean, which country did you acquire that in?
In Istanbul, in Turkey.
Okay. So you went to Beirut and...
it was sent to me to Beirut, because you can't go to Damascus to Turkey without any passport.
Right.
And my passport at that time was confiscated.
Confiscated,
yeah,
really?
Because it was Syrian. Yeah, because they arrested me before that, and they questioned me, and they tortured me.
Oh dear.
Yes, for a lot of time. First time they imprisoned me for 1 year and 6 months and 15 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was just because they
But you're
accused
looking
me.
very well on it. I mean, a lot
At
of
that
people
time.
who are tortured,
Yeah.
they're scarred for life.
Oh, as when I arrived in London, arrived in London, yes. And then when I was dispersed through the Home Office, because usually they disperse people when they interview them, they don't leave people to remain in London, so they will find some other places around, like Birmingham, like Glasgow.
Does immigration ask you if you have been tortured? Do they ask you those kind of questions?
Yeah, of course. They will ask you
in detail. Do they want to know the detail?
You usually answer them according to what they ask. You can't go.
We are jumping ahead, but what kind of questions do they ask you?
So first, they ask you how you came, how you.
And you're going to tell us that in a moment, but yes. we're going to backtrack.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're talking about immigration, so we'll stick with immigration. I mean. Okay, so they ask you how you came, yes. And what else do they ask you? They ask if you have any money, I'm sure.
They ask any question. There are certain questions that are limited to them to ask.
Do they ask to see your body, to see if there are any scars?
I told them if you want to see my body. They said no problem.
No problem.
I said they tortured me, and I still have scars on my leg and some other places. They said no problem, we don't want to see.
Oh.
I don't know why. Maybe this is not their business, because they are not specialists in checking that and inspecting something like this. But I think they asked me anything you can expect, like the danger about my life. Why I came here. Why you're persecuted.
Why
exactly I fled away from Syria.
Yes.
So you have a lot of answers to tell them, because they ask you a lot of questions.
Okay.
How and when and by what, and what caused you to run away, and when you stopped, when on the way, what was the problems with you, and your relationship with the government, and were you an oppositioner, and what have you done, and what have you...
And they record it, or they write notes,
yes,
or what?
Yes, I think they write, and I think they record it.
And are you taken into a private room?
It was not a private.
No?
First time it was not a private. You have a window, a lot of
desks and a lot of people.
Desks,
yeah.
Yes, but each one is have his own privacy. But if they ask you, I think I was sitting first before it was my turn to go. I was in a queue, and I was listening to all the questions. So it was yes.
Okay.
You could hear.
You'd been warned.
You could hear, and you could
prepare. You could prepare.
Exactly. So I was listening to all the people who were asked, and
they were asking questions in English, or they had Arabic translators.
Fortunately, I knew English.
Well, of course, you did, but other people wouldn't, of course.
But I told some of my friends before, and they advised me that if you have a interpreter, will be better for you, because if there are some mistakes, you will accuse the interpreter. So it was like a trick.
Did you speak in English then, or Arabic?
Yeah. I was in Arabic, speaking in Arabic, because the interpreter was Arabic. So I asked them to bring. I said I can speak English, but I prefer you bring your interpreter. It would be better, because it is your responsibility to. So maybe I make some mistakes.
That's true. Okay, well, we're going to come back to all that in part 2. Thank you, Hasan.